I don't know if you've seen this TikTok video where someone said after 30 years of watching after 30 years, I finally watched this music video from Britney Spears. I forgot which one it was. There's a scene where a girl got caught scratching her cooch.
Oh.
Yeah, but she tried to be
Oh,
subtle.
yeah, I did see that.
She tried to
Yeah,
be
that's
subtle
the one.
about it, but
Yeah.
she goes back there.
Yeah, she did this and then go back down. Ow. Dang it. Freaking thing. Stupid. It's so dry in here. Hello, and
Testing one.
thank you for listening to your favorite podcast. This is the Maximum Filipino Show. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Like this video. Tell your friends about us. That's it. We're done.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. My name is CB, Captain Bug.
And I'm
AJ.
Wakka.
That's Wakka. We are in a different set
again.
Temporarily permanent set.
Temporary permanent. I can hear the contradiction in that.
No, permanent because this might be the permanent set for it. Temporary because of the design and the area and what it looks like.
So
Yeah.
it's still a work in progress.
Yeah,
Okay.
we added the dream thing right here.
If you haven't noticed from the last pod yet, now we're moving closer. But yeah,
Moving closer to what?
to us, so they can see. This is the dream.
The dream. All right. Well, we're doing Tambayan, just hanging out, talking with the boys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Just us.
just us two. No guest. Not yet. Not today. Maybe next week. So was it last week or 2 weeks ago? It might have been last week. Early last week there was a volcano eruption in the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah.
It was cool to see it from the space, but it's probably not cool from the people that lives around that area.
That's
I don't mean to laugh. I'm not laughing. I'm just because it's closer to home for Wakka, like quite literally.
yeah. So, it's at the island of Tonga.
Dude, okay, hold up. Every time I hear reporters from America or other people talking about that island, they can pronounce it right.
Well, how do they would pronounce it?
I don't know, like you know the way Americans pronounce
Oh,
nga, they can say
Okay,
nga.
so yeah, proper pronunciation is Tonga, but out here they call it Tonga.
Tonga. That's right, Tonga.
Tonga. Yeah,
Tonga.
like you have a toga or whatever. But yeah, Tonga. Tonga. A volcano under the ocean erupted, and it erupted crazy. Huge. It was huge. It got to the point where it's almost like a Hiroshima mushroom cloud when they exploded on Japan.
Mm-hmm.
So in my home island, Samoa, we were okay. Though some places did get hit by a tsunami, but just more of the water reaching higher altitude towards the land, even all the way to towards California or the west coast of America, but nothing too crazy. However, I have friends out there in Tonga or people who know or have family in Tonga. I haven't followed up with them, but they have family that are probably just somewhere. Hopefully, I'm just praying that they're safe. Otherwise, it's crazy. And I'm part Tonga, so
He is.
It's also part of my people.
He
I used to
is.
believe that I was Samoan all the way through,
Mm-hmm.
but when I found out that I'm Tonga by word of mouth, I couldn't believe it. And then I did a DNA test, and yeah, I am.
He has an internal feud going on in his life right now. Something
like
versus
that.
Tonga. Do they have the same alphabet?
Don't know.
Because
No,
Tonga should be TOGA, right?
no, because you know how we use a lot of la or nga,
Mm-hmm.
but they do a lot of ka.
I see. So their nga is still NGA
Yeah,
instead of GA.
they still have the NG, but they do a lot of ta nga or ta ka versus us. We do la nga.
Yeah, yeah. If you skip that part of the podcast in the beginning and you ended up in this conversation where we do the nga ta la, I don't know. I don't know. You go back 10 seconds. So how's the family?
Oh, I haven't followed up with them, but overall, my family's fine. They're all great.
Yeah, yeah. So you haven't talked to? Is there are there any services? Is there a service?
Service as in out there helping them?
No, I'm talking about like data. Like you can talk to them, call them, or signal.
I don't know.
Like
I mean, I just recently found out that I'm part Tonga, and I only have a few friends who are Tonga.
How about in Samoa? Because it's close, right? It's close to Samoa.
No, not so close.
Well, it's closer than.
I mean, close
to California.
Not. Yeah, way closer to California.
So if California got affected, they will get affected.
Not in the sense where it like endangers them. It's just the rise of the altitude of the water.
Yeah.
But everyone's fine.
Yeah.
Everyone's fine.
Because even all the way to Japan, people are getting affected in Japan. Not as bad. Like what you said, the altitude of the water weren't really high. And then the waves, Because it wasn't as big as, let's say, 1991 Mount Pinatubo when I was born. That was, they said, the biggest volcano eruption in history.
Oh, the one
in the Philippines, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I forgot that happened.
Mm-hmm.
It was in the history book, too.
Like, it says it covered the whole earth.
The ashes?
Like ashes, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Hey, like that bad.
I didn't know it was that big. That's
Might
crazy.
not be the whole earth. Maybe the whole hemisphere. Yeah. I don't know, but they said you could see it, and it was bad. It was bad. What else is going on? So lately, this guy has been getting a lot of. When I say lately, it happened yesterday. Been getting a lot of referrals, women referrals towards him, and he's not been liking. Oh my gosh, look at my shoe. He has not been liking it. I've been meaning to ask him, but I was like, I'm gonna ask him in the podcast, so we have something to talk about. What do you feel about it? Like, be honest with me. So, as your brother, right? As your friend, as your best friend, I wanted to be your wingman, but at the same time, the way you said it, you don't want to. I'm like, well, I have no idea now if he really wants to be with a girl or not. You know what I mean? So one night, we were sitting in the basement, and one of our close friends, Chelsea, came over, and Courtney's just horrible she's not a good wingman in a way that, and I will say this publicly, she's not a good wingman or a wing person because she makes it so too obvious that it's too awkward. You know what I mean? Like, she's like, hey, are you looking for a guy? Because I know this guy, and he's this and he's that. So it's like, no. Like, the whole purpose of a wingman is to pave the way and have the person do all the work. You don't got to do the work for that person, And I don't care if it's a man or a woman, because a woman can do the same thing, Woman can be a wing person. What I'm saying is, being a wing person is just to pave a way. It's like Barney Stinson in How I Met Your Mother. It's like, have you met Ted? And then Ted will do all the work. It's like the wing person is just the one opening the door. You don't lead the girl to the door. You just open the door and have the person. I don't know. That's probably a horrible illustration. But anyway, I couldn't do that because you've been saying for months now that you don't want a girl. So what's up with that?
What's up with what?
This whole thing. So are you in for it or not?
I'm not. Okay, let's put it this way. I'm not comfortable about it, I guess.
Uh-huh.
But I'm not intentional about it. I'm not going out to look for one.
Okay.
I'm more just passive about it. If it happens, it happens.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not going out there and say, okay.
You sound like a girl.
You're the one that asked this dumb question.
No, what I'm saying is this, okay? So let's say there's a girl, right? And I was like, oh, this girl is perfect for you, or you guys could be a cute couple, or you guys could be great for each other. To me, it's like, should I introduce her to him or him to her? But I don't feel like he wants to. So, well, I'm not gonna do anything then.
Yeah, I'm not looking. That's it. Not looking.
So define to me what passive is. How are you passive?
Nah, you just word it in a way where I just have to be straightforward about it. I'm just not looking.
Really? Like zero?
No.
Zero motivation?
I think that's it. I just have no motivation to look for one.
Not necessarily look for one. I'm not saying look for one, but just be open to a possibility that there will be someone.
Okay, I'm open to the possibility.
But you're not aggressively. It's not the right term for it, because you're not aggressively. Where's women? I need to see a woman.
Intentional.
I'm not saying. Yeah, intentional or proactive and looking
Yeah.
for a woman. You're just chilling.
Yeah, I'm just chilling and riding.
So
the time.
if we introduce you to a girl, what would you do?
I'll just say hi, hello, but I'm not going to entertain you guys.
You don't have to entertain us. You have to entertain. I'm wondering if you're gonna entertain her, not us. How would so? Just clarify to me. You are open to a relationship, right?
Maybe, maybe not. I don't know.
That is so vague.
No, I mean, okay, I'm open, but I'm just, yeah, like I said, I'm not intentional about it. I have other priorities right now.
Okay, so if you are open for a relationship, let's say I saw this girl. I don't want to say met a girl because I have a wife. So I saw this girl and I was like, oh, this girl is good for you. And is it okay for me to introduce you to a girl? I guess that should be the question.
I don't know. I've been out of the game for so long. I don't know how it works anymore. I mean, it's easy for me to meet somebody, to just say hello, how you doing?
You're not out of the game. You're still in the game. You just stop. I'm out of the game because I'm married.
Well, I put myself out of the game because I'm not looking.
No, you just stop.
Okay, yeah, I just stopped being in the game. I just stopped.
So it's like in the race, right? Yeah, dude, our volume is so peaking. So it's like in the race. We are all running the race, right? But to me, now I finished the race because I'm with someone. I'm doing a different kind of race. You are still doing the same race, but you stop.
Yeah,
Maybe
I'm way
you were
at the
near
last.
your phone.
I'm way
No,
at the
you
very
were
end.
on your phone. Doing something else. You're not even moving. You're not even walking.
No, if I am walking, I'm just walking another way. I'm just out of the, I lost the track. I need
There you go. I lost. Yeah, you lost track. Okay.
Yeah.
I had a question one time when we were driving, and I forgot what it was. I forgot. There was one question that I was wondering. Oh, so we went to this seafood place yesterday, and spent $150 on food.
Expensive.
It was expensive. For Michigan people, it's expensive. But for
I'm not from Michigan. It's
but
still
for
expensive.
California people, that's probably what?
That's like
A regular meal.
probably half a meal.
Well, there was at least 3 of us. Who the heck goes to a seafood place and order chicken tenders? My wife, Courtney.
Hey, she loved it though.
She loved it. But who the heck orders chicken tenders in a seafood place? They do sushi, which kind of makes sense. But they serve this seafood in a basket or in a bag. And like I said, we spent $150 for king crab legs, 2 pound of king crab legs.
He wanted the king crabs, which I don't regret eating it.
I know. A pound of shrimp, and sausages, right? It was good. Like, the rice was good, and then it got saltier.
I didn't realize how salty it was until you mentioned it.
I think it's just that restaurant, though. I don't know.
I think it was the sauce.
It might have been.
I think it was the spice and the sauce that they put in. I mean, I was going crazy on it, putting sauce in the rice.
No, because the first layer, like the above layer, which is just grease and stuff, it wasn't that salty until you get into it, like underneath it.
underneath
Yeah, that's when it gets salty. It was good. We have a very, very enthusiastic waiter. Like one of those waiter. So he's Asian. He's apparently Asian. We were trying to figure out if he's Chinese or Korean, but I think he is Chinese, like he said. He's super enthused that he's the type of Asian who only knows certain English words, or I guess he knows English. He can speak English, but he's more. How do I say this? He's like new to America, so he knows English. He can speak English, but he over exaggerate some words. Like he overused it. There you go. He overused some words like okay or enjoy, or like he just took our order, right? He just took our order and he said enjoy. We don't even have our food yet. We don't even have water, and he said enjoy. I'm like, oh, it's just typical for immigrants, because I was the same way before. I overuse some words. Like I remember using lately I've been using a lot the beauty of it. I've been using that a lot. But this dude is just over. Did you know they said that you can never overthink an Asian? A Chinese immigrant. Like a fresh Chinese immigrant. You can never overthink them.
Overthink or outthink?
Overthink or outthink. Yeah, outthink them. You can never outthink them. Because when you say thank you, they will say thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. Yeah, you can never outthink them.
Okay, that's what you mean.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Well, he likes him, though.
I thought he was pretty all right.
I just think he smells good.
That's so weird. All right. I mean, I don't know another guy that smells another guy and be open about it.
Dude, his cologne was so...
I'm not saying it's weird.
What was the word? Potent. It's so potent that you just walk past by us and I could smell him. For a seafood place, he smells good.
It's just how you nonchalantly say it with such pride and confidence that there's no malice in it. He's just being honest about it.
Here's the thing. We need to normalize complimenting other guys, you know?
Which I don't mind.
I know, because it's like, we find it weird when a guy compliments another guy. Why? I just said he smells good. I didn't say his junk is big or something. I didn't say his chest is so firm and his bicep is just round. I didn't say that. I just said he smells good.
You know, to all of our audience that knows you a bit, it's because of how you said it.
I just said, man, he smells good. That's it. I didn't say,
okay.
Smells
Don't
good.
get extra with it now.
See, I just said he smells good. He got an Asian face and a good hair, a good set of hair, and yeah. He's just very over enthused.
So you should be able to understand his point of view, at least since you know you were in that position at one point.
What, smelling good?
No. Being overly...
Enthused?
Not overly enthused, using the same words over and over.
Yeah, I think so.
So I'm assuming there's some pity in it.
Pity?
Pity or understanding.
Understanding? What did you say earlier?
Pity.
No, earlier.
Some pity.
No, earlier you said something that I couldn't understand. You said, oh, I'm sorry for my accent or something like that.
Oh, yeah, my accent. Sorry, it was so thick.
Yeah, you said something. We were backing out of the driveway.
It was,
I forgot what it was. Prayer. Yeah. Yeah. He tends to eat his words. Like,
man, in my head, it sounds clear, but I have to.
No, so here's what I think what happened with him and with you and, you know, all of us. We rush the things that we're going to say because I think I tend to sound clearer when I speak slower. You know what I mean? Prayer. But my brain goes really, really fast that I just want to say it out loud first before I forget it. You know what I mean? Like the words is just rushing in my brain, constructing sentences and words that I need to say it out loud before I forget the point.
Prayer. Prayer. Okay, I have to say it's so ghetto, so you can hear prayer. You hear prayer.
So
prayer.
What do you call the liquid sugary thing that you put on pancakes?
Sugar.
No, the sugar liquid caramel looking thing.
Syrup.
No, see, you say syrup. You don't say syrup. But how come you have problems saying prayer?
Prayer. Prayer.
The word has
What's
2 syllables and you made it just one.
I said
Prayer.
Prayer. What's so wrong with it? Prayer. Come on. I can hear it clearly. I don't know. It's syrup, and it's syrup, not syrup. Whoever says syrup, you ghetto. I don't know. It's syrup.
That's in other states. They have accent and they
Syrup.
say syrup.
Syrup.
Yes, syrup. Oh my God, we've been having a lot of these. We were thinking the same thing. We were helping. I don't want to say because we're both doing it. We have been helping Courtney for her small thing that she's doing.
Yeah.
For kids, art and teaching and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then one time we were cutting and we were talking, and then he said, "Hey, have you seen the And then he paused, like it's a quick 2-second, maybe just a second pause. And I said, "Oh, the trailer Moon Knight," and he's like, "Yeah." I'm like, wait. Did that just happen? Did I just figure out what you were about to say? And it's unrelated. It's off topic because we're talking about something else. And then now we talked about this trailer.
Yeah, we're 2 completely different people. We're learning that since we're staying together even more. Like how he thinks and how I think, how we are in terms of how we see things and stuff like that. But yet, we connect.
Mm-hmm.
We have these little moments all the time where we're in California. So when we're over the phone, we talk, and we say something. Like he'll call, like he was in such a certain mood. It's like, and then I will say it out loud. It's like, "You're pregnant, huh?" And then he will collect. I was like, "How did you know?"
Right.
Oh, we have a crazy moments like that. I think it's really cool.
I know.
We're not even blood related.
So I even most of the time, not sometimes, I admit this. Most of the time, when he goes upstairs or when we're in the basement, he goes upstairs. This is just an example. I will telepathically talk to him and say, "Hey, can you grab me water? Hey, I need this. Can you grab me water?" And I'm like, I wonder if he's really gonna grab it. He wouldn't because we don't have that power. But I was like, I wonder if we have that thing, like we can just talk in our minds and in our senses. Because it was weird. Because when he said, "Hey, have you seen the?" It's like. And I said the Moon Knight trailer. And that's the first thing that popped in my head too, the Moon Knight. And I wasn't even thinking about it. It just pops in my brain when you said that. I said, yeah, I did. And then even Courtney's like, "You guys are weird." Because it's true. We just talk about random things and we finish each other's sentences. Yeah.
Maybe the voice in your head is my voice. And the words that speaks in my mind is just your words.
I don't think so. The voice in my head sounds sexy.
I think I sound sexy. Do I sound sexy? Yeah.
You never know because you don't want any girl in your life.
Hey, there was a few moments when we had the Omigo. Or is it?
Oh, yeah. Lumigo.tv.
The first one that we did together, but I didn't show myself, where you had me sing.
Mm-hmm.
She was the girl that was asking, "I like his voice." I was like, oh.
Right.
That was funny.
No, we haven't done that in a while. We're supposed to shoot a podcast last week, but we just haven't done it. We're supposed to do it this weekend, but we have been helping Courtney, or if not, we just sit around, do nothing. I feel so unproductive. Like we haven't done anything. Maybe because I feel unmotivated with this. I don't know why. Like I like doing this. I love doing all these things. It's just, and this is what Gary Vee said. It's just the patience and grinding and doing everything without any results yet. You know what I mean? Like we have this is our almost 100 episodes of podcast, but we don't have a lot of followers yet. Yeah, I know.
Nice.
We've been gaining followers here and there in our YouTube. So one thing though.
That's good though.
I know. One thing in our YouTube, so you have an option to remove your, how do I say this? So if you visit someone's YouTube account or our page, you can see how many people are following us. You have an option to turn that off, so people won't see how many people's following you.
Right.
And then in my head, why do they do that? I'm like, is it because of insecurity? Like, there's no reason for you to turn that off. Like, what could be the reason why you want to turn that off?
Insecurity, like or someone wants to cyberbully you. like, ha, you got this or that. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Because every time I look at it, though, like we have 58 followers. I'm like, oh, we have 58 followers. But if you think about it, you have 58 followers. Like in retrospect, in real life, you have 58 people following you and wanted to know what's going on and
Right.
updating. Like
That's a good
that's
thing.
58 people, and that's probably a mindset of a 58 follower page, because you want to encourage yourself. But we have like 4 people, 5 people following us organically. Like these people are coming up to our page and like, I'm gonna hit that follow.
Yeah, the fact that they're following. I mean, despite the numbers, like they're following you. They're making the like, oh, they're cool. They're
Right.
following. It's like
Right.
it's not.
Right.
I mean, it's cool. Is that the fact that someone is following you is like, oh, someone's actually watching me.
Yeah. Right.
Like,
Right.
there's a few mangas that I've read, and one of the mangas that kind of admire this guy. He has a social media page for being an adventure, and that's because that's the trend in this manga. And he's such an invisible dude, but he is still consistent. Going on that social media page or blogging, maybe blogging and doing what he's doing, telling what he's doing. No one sees him. And then there were some events in his life that happened that made him notice, but not in a good way, in the typical point of view. But he sees all these negative comments coming in and out about what he explained or his blog, and he's like, this is moving. They can actually see me. It's a negative thing. Like they're trashing him. It's like,
Yeah.
I have all these comments. This is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it was a right way of looking at it.
Yeah.
Like, not giving up. But yeah, 58 followers. That's amazing. I didn't know that.
So, and I think it's more of a, would I be saying the same thing once we hit 1,000 followers, 10,000 followers, 100,000 followers, even 1 million followers? Because I know it could happen. It could happen if we keep grinding and doing what we're doing instead of just,
Right.
because it's easy to just look at other people and what they're doing and like, I'm gonna do that. Because if it worked out with them, it could work out with me, And I was like, no, because I wanna do the same thing that we're doing. I wanna be known to this kind of persona or to this kind of YouTube account instead of just, this is an easy path for them, so I'm gonna do the same thing that they're doing.
Right.
And I think this is why I struggle deciding if I want to do reaction videos, because I mentioned it to you before. I said, let's do reaction videos. I'm like, but what could we do? Like, there's gotta be a reason why we're doing that reaction video in line to the vision of the Maximum Filipino Show, because it has to be something related to TMFS, or Filipinos.
Right.
We can't just react on different videos. But anyway, when that whole idea came to me, I realized, I had this realization of, we were watching One Piece, right? And then you said this, and like, man, the anticipation is so high or so strong, and it's so long.
Yeah,
right?
so long.
It's so long because the buildup is so long. Like, I'm gonna shoot them. 5 minutes later, they still haven't shot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill you right now. Like, he's still not happening. Like freaking 3 or 4 episodes, and it's still the same story over and over and over again. But when the plot happened, it's so satisfying because the buildup is just so long. You know what I mean? And it's tiring, yes, because it's like, man, I've been doing this, I've been watching this over and over again. I need that result. I need the end result. But you will appreciate it more when you get it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm hoping and I'm praying that's the same thing for us. It's like this anticipation, this whole thing is just so long. The buildup is so long. But when that one episode, one guest, one TikTok video go viral, it's like, yep, this is it. This is what we have been working for. You know what I mean? Being
patient, and the patient part, the waiting part, and is the drag, or not the drag. It's just like I said, the anticipation is too long. The anticipation is too long. Sorry, I ate my words in there.
You did?
Anticipation.
Anticipation, yes. Inevitable.
So, I mean, I get what he's saying. Like certain things in our personal faith is that we're, to wait, the waiting period before you achieve the blessing or the miracle or an answered prayer. The waiting period is the struggle.
Mm-hmm.
But if you be consistent, faithful in it, man, the reward at the end is very satisfying. So I'm with you on that.
I know it's just tiring, and I think it's the content. We need to find more content. We need to find more topics, and like we're doing the videos, we're doing the editing, we're doing the posting and all that, the marketing, and it's fine. It's like, because I could see if this is how I view it. If one clip or one video worked out, we take the full credit for it. And at the same time, if a video didn't work out, we still take the credit for it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I can't blame, because my toxic trait will blame the editor if we hire an editor. Well, this is your fault. That's why the video didn't work out. You know what I mean?
Right.
But now I'm the editor. We're doing the video. We're the video content creator. So if it works out, it's our fault. If it didn't work out, it's also our fault. You know what I mean? Like, there's nobody else to blame but us. Either the good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah. But the whole process, everything all together, it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a learning process. The journey of going to where you want to be is the fun part, and you gotta learn to love the journey.
Yeah.
Because it gets harder if you think it's taking too long.
Yeah.
Learn to love. Don't love automatically. It is not
Learn
an
to
overnight
love.
thing.
Are you still talking about your love life?
No, I was going to ask you. What? What's new in PH?
Oh, election. Election is happening right now in the Philippines. They're preparing for election, because I think the election is 2024, but they're preparing for it.
For a whole new president?
Yeah, a whole new president. Because I think it will take 6 or 8 years. Might have been 8 years. No, 6 years. Is it 6 years? I think it's 6 years. No, 2022. It's 2022, not 2024. So this coming year.
This year.
Yeah, this year is the election.
Oh, wow.
Because is it 16? No, 6. I have no idea. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Yeah, 22. 8 years.
So what's your anticipation, or what do you expect from this election this year?
So a lot of in this election, I feel like it's a lot different now than the previous elections, because people are more, people has so much information and so inclined to their smartphones, and because before it's easier to give false information, because people will rely on TV and on radio and newspaper, right? They don't have Google, they don't have Facebook, they don't have social media to base it off, or ask other people. If you're from a rural area or this province, and they said, "Oh, this president did this, you shouldn't vote for this person," right?
Right.
You will take it as face value. Like, yeah, you're right. You don't have anything to reference it with, you know. But now, if someone said, "Oh, this candidate did this, so you should vote for him," you go on Facebook and ask people, "Is this true?" Or you go on Google and see if this is true, and you're like, "Nope, that's a false information," or "That's fake news. We don't believe in that." So now, people have so much information that it's hard to claim any accusations, to claim any, false informations and fake news, or do something.
Right.
People will get exposed because of social media and because of the internet.
Who are the candidates?
I don't know. There's a ton of them. One of them for sure is Bongbong Marcos and Lenny Robredo. Those are the two main candidates that are on the higher
poll.
Yeah, higher poll. You have Manny Pacquiao running for president.
That's right. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's a thing.
Yeah, there's a ton of them. There's this guy who's the mayor of Manila, I think, Isko Moreno. That guy is more like I think he wants to be more of a celebrity than a politician, or both. He has some talking points. I saw this one post on Facebook from our friend Lester. Jessica Soho asked him, he said, "So who influenced you?" or something like that. and he said my parents because they taught me a lot. I'm like, that is so talking points wordings, like my parents. I'm not saying it's wrong, but it just sounds cheesy. Like in my parents because they taught me a lot. What are you? Are you Miss Universe? Like you said, your parents? Okay.
What did you expect? Like a sensei, or what's the word I'm looking for?
Mentor?
Mentor? That's
I don't know. I think him saying his parents would have been suffice, but the way he said it, it sounds so cheesy. It's like he's bragging and it's like, this is me. I'm a good person. Believe me. Like this is why you have to vote for me because this is me. This is me. All these good things. You know what I mean? Of course, there won't be any candidates who will tell them about the bad things that they did because probably nobody's going to vote you for that. But it feels so unauthentic when you say things like that, Of course, you've done something wrong in your past life.
I see. Interesting. I didn't know election's going to happen this year. And
yeah.
So when does election start? Normally in November, like here in California? Or oh, man. Like here in America. In America. America's America,
I don't know.
California.
I have no idea. I need to look into that. I know it's around summer. I'm pretty sure it's around summer. But yeah.
Well, I hope and pray that the next one to lead PH will lead to success or at least to better times.
It's kind of, not kind of, but it is discouraging to see how politics work, when we get older and older. Because when we were kids, we don't really care. It's like, oh, that's the next president. Oh, that's a senator. Oh, he has this jingle. He has this song. I saw it on TV. Oh, it's this popular, politician, or, oh, this politician did something wrong. Okay, whatever. Now that you get older and older and you hit certain point in your life that whoever is going to be in office will affect me directly, it's like you have to pay attention and you're losing hope in humanity, Like there's no way whoever's going to be sitting in that position, I don't even think they're going to do anything good for the country, Like to that point where you're so discouraged, like no matter whoever is going to be in that office, nothing's going to happen. It's going to be the same thing over and over again. They will say good things that they're going to do in the country. And then as soon as they get elected, get in the office, they won't do anything. Nothing will happen, It's the same thing over and over again. I don't know. It's just discouraging, but maybe because there's always going to be an opposing party. Nobody's going to unify all of them together, like in the government. Nobody's going to agree with one person. Like 100% of the government will agree with this one person. Yeah, somebody's going to oppose them.
I mean, because it's not a one-minded thing. It's like you have many individuals that you're trying to convince to side with you with the mindset that or plan that you have. But like you said, there's always going to be an opposing party. Or even if it's in the same party, they have different opinions about a certain goal that they want to get to.
Right. Because if you think about it, when I was a kid, I thought all these things are good, like they're good for the community. It's good for the nature. It's good for the environment. It's good for everything. Like, for example, the windmills. Windmills.
Yeah, the windmills.
Yeah, the wind structure for electricity. When I was a kid, I was like, man, that's a good idea. It's a perfect idea. We don't need to worry about gas. We don't need to worry about all these things. Just keep that. Just keep doing that. Now, when I get older and I listen to people who's opposing that, I'm like, oh my gosh, that makes sense. It makes sense why it's not good. You know what I mean? Why we shouldn't have that? Because still running fuel, we still use gas for it. If there's no wind, it's just gonna stay still there, and it kills a bunch of animals. And that's just one example.
I think there's always
like a pros and cons in all of them.
Yeah, there's always two sides to a coin.
Right.
Like you have an idea, but there's always going to be a good.
Like no matter how good it could be, there's and then not to mention the intention of doing it. Like the Green New Deal or these people pushing climate change and things like that.
Yeah, like I guarantee the person who came up with the idea of. I mean, I'm not trying to sidetrack, but just trying to emphasize the two sides of the same coin. who created the vehicle using gas as as a fuel to make the car move, and everyone's happy about it. But now they learned the bad side. It's destroying the economy. It's destroying the atmosphere and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So with this, it's the same thing with government. Like, here's a good leader that's supposedly throwing out some nice confetti or pretty picture of what it wishes to do or wants to do, but on the other end there's something else that's just bad.
Well, yeah, because like I said, in the climate change, in the Green New Deal, this whole thing, it's so fabricated. And I'm not saying this is what I believe. This is what I when I do my research, when I do my readings, when I listen to other people and their discussions about it, I hear the reason why. Because I was wondering, I'm if you know me, Wakka knows this. I always ask why. If there's something happening, why? When I read or listen to the climate change people or the Green New Deal or people, things like that, in face value, I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. Yes, we should do that. We should save the environment. Am I saying that the environment's not dying? Yes, I think the environment is dying. Do I think that it's important for us to take care of the environment? Yeah, because we only have one Earth.
Yeah.
There's no other place for us to live. If this thing just die, we all die. Now, here's my point. Why are these people opposed to this good idea? Which I thought was a good idea. I listened to them, and mainly what they say, and like I said, this is not what I believe. This is not necessarily what I believe. I listened to them, and they said, oh, it's because of the motives. They just want to tax people. If they run this, they will tax all people, all of us, additional tax. We already pay so much tax. If you calculate all of them, we're almost hitting about 50% of our income getting taxed. The government's taking it. So now, if they tax us more, it's going to be what? We take home less than 50% of what we're making, right?
Right.
Now, in that sense,
tax sucks.
Well, how would I know that money that you're taking in my paycheck is going to go towards the environment and you're not putting in your pocket? Because you can't, and this is hard to say, you can't trust the government. You can't trust anybody because government runs by people, and people have motives. People are not perfect.
Yeah, the construction or the structure or the concept of government or any good idea, it's meant to be a good idea, but the people running it ain't perfect.
Yeah, previous president of United States, I think, I have no idea. Someone said, might have been Jefferson. I don't know. He said that if you trust the government, and then you are bound to fail or something like that. You might as well just die. Because you can't put your trust in people. You can't put your trust in government. Because if you think they are about you, then you're completely mistaken. Yeah. And the reason why we went on politics is because of the presidential thing going on in the Philippines. And it's like I'm losing hope in what's going on. I used to be pro Duterte, or the current president of the Philippines, until I start listening to him. I start looking into the things that he's doing, and I start to question myself, like, why is this guy doing this? So
what is he doing? Something bad?
I don't know. There's just some questionable things that he's doing, especially this COVID-19 and coronavirus stuff going on. It's like he went full. I don't know.
Can we still call this COVID-19? Is this COVID-20 now?
No. The only reason why it's COVID-19 because it started in 2019.
Well, coronavirus apparently existed for so long. It's just now that we're paying attention to it.
No, the new strand. This stronger strand happened in 2019.
The stronger strand. And now these other extended strands are just...
Right? Dude, did you know? Oh my gosh, I saw this on TikTok. I'll give them credit, but I forgot their name. There's one island, might have been in the Middle East. There's one island in Middle East that's named after every strand of corona. Yeah. There's a Delta, there's an Omicron, and there's Corona. It sounds funny, but it's true. I'm like, what?
Do you think that they knew what's gonna come, or that they just named it
It kind of feels
coincidence?
like, not to be conspiracy theories. I feel like all of these things is planned, even with the names. But why make it so obvious? You know?
That's interesting. So was this a recent event that you discovered, or
Yeah, I saw it on TikTok. It was crazy. And
it's almost like that whole book thing again.
Right? Yeah, I know.
I believe it just has to be coincidence, because
Well, what makes it a coincidence? What if it happens? What if it gives you 5 or more signs or clues or connection? Would that still be a coincidence?
I still think so.
Really?
There's plenty of time.
What makes it not a coincidence? How many more connections for it not to be coincidence?
If it was evident, like it was black and white. Why the conspiracy? Why hide it behind the scenes?
Yeah.
Just bring it up.
Yeah.
I just don't believe in an idea that it could be or could not be if it's not black and white.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, if there is a strong point to the theory,
Yeah.
like, because that is a lot in theology, where you have a theory and they have a strong point, it makes more sense to you, then okay.
Yeah.
But nowadays, if it's not black and white enough, I'm like, I don't believe it. Like, for example, aliens. The whole concept of aliens hiding, or aliens are out there, because it's been going on for years that people are trying to look for some kind of other life form out there. Granted, I believe there are other life form, not intelligent life form, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe some kind of bacteria, like the movie.
There is some sort of bacteria out there for sure.
Yeah, but not intelligent. I mean, because if they are, why are they hiding? What is it? Why are they trying to not get caught?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if they are this most high intellectual beings, or aliens that is capable of dominating Earth in one hit, why hide?
See, what I think is, if there would be an alien, I don't think their advancements, I don't think their technology is that advanced that they got here on Earth. I think they're still in their planets trying to figure out, and they assume that there are aliens, and we are their aliens, and they think that we are so advanced that they go to their Earth and try to hide and stuff and not to show ourselves to them. But I think there are some aliens out there, or intellectual beings out there. They might not look like humans. They might look like some sort of creature. But I don't think they have a very advanced technology where they have a flying saucer going, outside in space, and they can travel and speed of light and go on Earth. I don't think so. I don't think so.
I completely don't believe in aliens. I mean, why hide? I mean, there's so many movies out there, or so many theories. Even movies come up, make the theories come to life, where this planet maybe is just a big, what's the word I'm looking for? A science project.
Science project.
Yeah, or a simulator. I'm like, okay.
Did you say a simulator?
Yeah.
Or simulate?
A simulation. Sorry, a simulation. Like, none of this is real. That we're actually just sleeping, and we're somehow connected into this.
Like a Matrix.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't believe that. I mean, as a Christian, you shouldn't believe that. You know what I mean?
I don't believe in none of it. I just believe humans are too stupid to be so advanced.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that we're dumb. I mean, over time, we have grown so much.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, but I don't think we're not so advanced to the point where we can, fly to the moon. Or we did fly to the moon, but
No, but see, you've heard about the Mandela Effect, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So Mandela Effect's like Monopoly guy doesn't have a monocle, but a lot of people believe that he has a monocle. You know what I mean? Conspiracy theory. A Mandela Effect is from the guy named Nelson Mandela, who a lot of people believe died during that time, but he's still alive, because they were all shocked because they thought they saw a funeral. They really thought it was announced on TV that he died, but he didn't. But I mean, he's dead now. But during that time, they thought he really died. So it's from a large group of people believing something, but in reality, it's not. For example, the Monopoly guy has a monocle. The Fruit of the Looms has the cornucopia. A lot of people believe that, but truly, in reality, it doesn't. What else? Bernstein's bear, or instead of Bernstein's bear.
I'm not sure.
I guess it's other way around. Curious George does not have tail, but a large group of people, including me, thought I saw one episode of George hanging off the branch while eating bananas with his tails wrapped around the branch. I'm like, what? And I'm pretty sure I saw that. I saw that episode when I moved here in America. I saw that episode, but apparently doesn't have. He never had tails.
So, do you think the Mandela Effect is just an overlap of memories?
So there was a lot of belief around Mandela Effect, and one of them, like what you said about because the reason why I bring this up, because you said you don't believe that we might be in a simulation, right? And this is people actually believe that the large group of people who thought the Monopoly guy has a monocle came from a different universe. We are in a different. We not transferred, but we pass a certain wall or a door where we went to a different dimension. Where in this universe, the Monopoly guy does not have a monocle. Yeah, that's one of the beliefs. The second belief is more like conspiracy theory, where the government is doing all these things, and that's more bizarre to me. It's like, why would the government plan all these things? Like delete every single videos, delete every single images. Because if you Google right now, you will never see. Maybe you will see it as a fan theory, or someone made it, but you will never see all these Mandela Effect happening. You know what I mean? And there's a ton of them, like the magic mirror on the wall. We used to think that Cinderella said, or not Cinderella, Snow White, the queen, the evil queen said, mirror, mirror on the wall, but it's not. It's magic mirror on the wall.
Nah.
Yes.
I swear it says mirror, mirror.
Exactly. See, now you have a Mandela Effect. It's magic mirror on the wall.
That's not true.
Yeah, I know.
It's in the book.
No, the original is magic mirror on the wall.
Maybe in the kids' book it will say mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest of them all?
Well, a lot of people believe it's from the movie. It's mirror, mirror on the wall. But it's magic mirror on the wall.
How could I mess up a word magic to mirror?
I know.
Like, I get it. So I get it in the music.
Yeah.
Where, you know how you hear some music?
Because even the song, mirror, mirror, mirror on the wall, dun, 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 this is who you, that song. And it says mirror, mirror on the wall. I might have combined two songs, but
I don't know. But I get that in the sense of songs, because you know how some certain people, when lyrics was really hard to get, when they listen to a song, and they just make words that make sense to them in their head, and then once they actually get the lyrics, it's like, is that what it actually says?
Right.
Yeah, stuff like that. I get that, but in terms of reading, and how can you mess that up?
Yeah, even the
magic and mirrors are so far apart.
Another one was so one thing that messed me up. This is my first Mandela Effect, and it messed me up like so bad. So we watch Disney, right?
Yeah.
We watch Disney movies, Disney shows, and things like that. In every intro of every Disney movies, what do you see? The castle, right?
Yeah, the castle.
Will show you the castle, and it evolved dramatically. Before it's just the 2D of the castle going down with layers.
Yeah, the blue color, right?
Yeah. And now it's the whole Cinderella castle, right? Yeah. So there was an episode, and I remember this. This is why it messed me up, because I remember one movie. I don't know what it was, but I remember one movie where they showed the castle, and then Tinkerbell will come up from the screen, on the foreground of the screen, tap the eye in the Disney, and then go fly back into the castle and made the arch. I remember that vividly. I remember one movie and I watched when I was a kid. I saw that. I saw Tinkerbell go and tap the eye, then fly back on the castle and then do the arch.
Cartoon, right?
Yes, never happened. You can Google it. You will never see it.
No.
It never happened. You can Google it. It never
That's
happened.
a lie.
Exactly. Because we all thought, the majority of us thought it happened. But if you Google it, you will never see it. There's no trace. Even Disney said, nope, you never made that. There was one, though. It's just a Disney special. It was a Disney special. The background is real fireworks. You know, when you see those videos where they do the animation and in the background is the real thing going on. It was the real fireworks in Disney, and they have the castle thingy, and then Tinkerbell did the eye, but she didn't do the arch. And we're like, no, that's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about is like the real movie, and she did that. Never happened.
I'm confused now.
Exactly. That thing messed me up. Like, I had to sit down like, yo, there's no way that's not real. Because I vividly remember Tinkerbell doing that.
It will only make sense to me if there are certain memories overlapping because they're so alike. Like, there must have been a Tinkerbell thing that very, very similar to a castle.
I know what you're talking about. Like the Britney Spears "Oops, I Did It Again" music video. She was wearing that. I think it was "Oops, I Did It Again." She was wearing that red leather suit. Remember that?
Red leather suit. Is it the one?
Like the overall red leather suit. And people thought that she was wearing a black mic while she's dancing or doing the music video. But if you rewatch the music video, she never had the mic. Ever.
But I think I seen her in live, actually. She did.
It was the live. That was the overlapping memory that you were talking about. In the live performance, she did that with the whole red suit with the mic on. And that's what people remembered.
Side note, since you're on that, I don't know if you've seen this TikTok video where someone said, after 30 years of watching after 30 years, I finally watched this music video from Britney Spears. I forgot which one it was. There's a scene where a girl got caught scratching her cooch.
Oh.
Yeah, but she tried to be subtle.
Yeah, I did see that.
She tried to be subtle about it, but she goes back there.
Yeah, she did this and then go back. Yeah. Yeah, and
like,
Britney Spears was sitting like
right there next to her.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what are they talking about?
In that conversation of Mandela Effect, there was this TikTok video. So that whole Mandela Effect already messed me up, right? It already messed me up. It was crazy. So there was this one TikTok guy. I don't know his name, but I might put him in here in this video. He has an old BlackBerry phone.
Okay.
And he will pan the BlackBerry phone with the camera on the Mandela Effect, and he will show you the real thing, like what people believed. So, for example, he has this Monopoly box, right? There was a Monopoly guy picture in it, and then when he panned he will literally put his hands. I don't know if it's a good editing, if it's an edit, it was just a phenomenal editing. But he will put his hands in front of the camera, so you will see it on the screen that his fingers go in it. So it's live, it's not pre-recorded or anything like that. And then he will pan it in front of Monopoly guy's face, and he has a monocle.
What?
Right, like the cereal box Captain Crunch, right?
Yeah.
We don't have Captain Crunch in the Philippines, but majority of people, not majority, but a lot of people believe that Captain Crunch spelled captain on the top instead of the CAP''N. They believe that it's spelled captain, like the word Captain Crunch. So he panned the camera and it will show Captain Crunch on top of it instead of this captain, like captain.
So what was it, like an edit picture, or is
I don't know,
this is like a legit thing?
It looks like it looks so live in his phone. It doesn't look like pre-recorded that he uploaded in his BlackBerry and then he will show the video. No, it looks so surreal. And he did the same thing with Pikachu. You know, like when people believe that the end tail of Pikachu has the black mark.
Yeah,
but it doesn't. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
What?
It doesn't, bro. The end, Pichu has a black mark, but not Pikachu. The new Pokemon Pichu.
How about Raichu?
I don't know about Raichu, but Pikachu never had one.
Nah, that
No,
can't be
I
right.
no, I know she never or he or she never had one.
Really?
Yeah, I knew that. But a lot of people thought, yeah, Pikachu had a black mark. Anyway, so he will pan that blackberry on Pikachu, and you will see a black mark. You know what's the craziest thing though? The craziest thing, 2 or 3 days ago, blackberry, right? When this whole Mandela effect going on in blackberry is going on, the whole phenomenon is happening. What is the word? Not phenomenal. Anyway, this whole thing is happening. BlackBerry 2 or 3 days ago deactivated that phone, that specific phone that TikToker is using. Deactivated it, that you can no longer use it. Now tell me if that's not coincidence. Or now tell me if that's coincidence. I feel like that's so planned.
What? What? That is so messed up.
Yeah,
No, that's crazy.
it is crazy.
I still think it's a coincidence, but of all phones that you want to turn off, it's his.
Yeah, and it's BlackBerry. Like, who uses BlackBerry nowadays?
Well, my mom was a big hard fan of BlackBerry.
Our brother Ray, he's a big.
Oh, that's true.
He's a big BlackBerry.
That's
fan.
true. I forgot
Yeah.
Ray was a BlackBerry guy.
He used to be like not an elite, but it's like the cool status if you have a BlackBerry before, you know, especially in the Philippines because it was predominantly Nokia. And then you
Yeah, I
have
think
BlackBerry.
it was easier to type.
Yeah, they started that QWERTY.
Yeah, and then everyone
typing.
else trying to follow through, and then it shrunk back. Well, just moved on to smartphones now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, Mandela Effect. That's crazy.
Yeah. A lot of them, dude. If you Google Mandela Effect, a ton of those, I'm like, no, this is not real. No, there's no way. I remember this. I remember it being like this. There was another one, but I forgot. But, so go back to what you said. If you said that you just take it as face value, either black and white, how do you explain that then? You know what I mean?
That's just crazy.
It just makes you question things.
It just tells myself, man, maybe I'm just overlapping memories. Maybe I really didn't know.
Yeah. Well, there's an overlapping memory with the Monopoly guy because people thought it was the peanut guy because he has a monocle.
No, I thought he always had a cane.
No, he has both.
Oh, I don't know about the monocle.
Yeah, he has monocle and cane. So they're mixing them up. But a lot of people think, no, we're talking about Monopoly guy. Yeah.
Nah, I mean, the reason I take things face value or don't even bother looking or why I don't say why to a lot of things, because I already told myself, if I dig in and find out why, what will it do to me? How will it affect my life? Will it change anything? Is it a life and death thing to where I should make a move about it? That's why I don't really think too much about a lot of things. Maybe other people think that way. But if it's not going to affect me in a big way, if it's not going to pay my bills, if it's not going to put more money in my pocket, maybe it will have to know more about it. Maybe, but
you're not worried about it.
I don't worry about it. I mean, I don't think too much about it. Maybe for the sake of conversation, yeah, maybe we can talk about it. But because there's some things that you'll bring up to me, it's like, why don't you think why?
Mm-hmm.
And then it makes me why. I was like, why? Oh yeah, you got a point. Why? Why didn't I think of that? But that's just how I am. If it doesn't affect me or my family or my friends or my loved ones, I don't want to waste energy on something that won't make a difference. That's just how I am.
I just do it for fun.
Yeah, I know. That's what I've learned, that you do it for fun. It's like, that's too much thinking. That's a waste of energy for me. Because sometimes it will lead you to a rabbit hole. You might find something that you do not like. Or, most of the time digging and stuff like that on the Y end, you might end up getting all this negativity. I was like, there's already enough negative in the world. I don't want part of it. I try to keep it all out. If it doesn't, if it's not related to my family or friends, I don't touch it.
Yeah.
Like if someone tried to tell me bad news, keep it. Don't need to know it. Or if they do tell me anyway, it's going to fly out the other ear.
Yeah.
Kid you not. Well, but that's just me. But for the sake of conversation, it's amazing. I did not know that this is happening about Mandela Effect or your personal belief that there's another planet out there. There's other human aliens or other aliens.
No, that's not my personal belief.
I was going to say.
I was just kidding. No, because I told you my belief about aliens. I'm both. How do I say this? I'm either I'm either both, because in terms of if you say there are no aliens, the universe is so vast and so big for us to say we're the only ones here on Earth. First of all, it's unfair, and second, you can't prove that.
Well,
Because so there has to be someone else outside of Earth, because it's so big and so vast. We don't know anything. We only know, I don't even know, like 10% maybe. Not
if
even.
we want to be technical about other
Our
race,
universe.
the only race that I know is the heavenly beings and those who lives in the underworld.
Now the second side of the coin of this belief is, as a Christian, why? Like they're not written in the Bible. God never talked about them. God created heaven and the earth and put human beings on earth, not in other planet. And Jesus died for the people on earth, not the people of outside of earth. So why would they exist? You know what I mean? But at the same time, logically speaking, why would you think you're the only one here on earth? The universe is so vast and so big. We're like the grain of sand in the middle.
And it's
You're not
still
even
expanding.
visible. I'm not even talking about Earth. I'm talking about the Milky Way galaxy is not even visible if you expanded the whole Earth in a zoom out view. You can never even see it.
Yeah.
And that's the Milky Way galaxy, you know?
And according to study, but space is still expanding.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. At one point, I did think like that. Think that why would I? The world is so big. The universe is so big, and why just us?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, we're coming to a point where humanity is smart enough to fly out to outer space and try to terraform
Terraform.
a planet.
Mm-hmm.
They're in the process of doing that. I mean, we're still not there yet, but we're in the process of doing that. I believe that is happening. I mean, one thing for sure, there may be one part of my life that I have to ask: why make a space army?
Why make a space army?
Yeah. I mean, if you someone brought that up to me and was like, yeah, why make a space army?
Don't we have one already?
Yeah. Why?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I've always wholeheartedly believe that there's nothing out there other than the beauty of space, the beauty of God's creation out there. But why do we need an army in space?
Yeah.
Who are we trying to fight against? I mean, I get it. If you want to,
Are those the Space Force?
I
think it's Space Force.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
But I don't know what's the production on that. Like how far are they growing? Trump was the one that started it.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Here's my thing. I believe what I said, that there's gotta be the vastness of the universe. There's gotta be a living creature somewhere in there. But I won't spend my whole life proving or searching if there's really a intelligent group of people out there, out of Earth, in a different planet.
Do you think we are going back to about the whole terraforming? Do you think we should expand humanity to other planets?
I don't see why not.
I don't see either.
Even though in the beginning of the beginning of this podcast. In the beginning of this podcast, even though I said I'm starting to lose faith in humanity, I'm still pro-human. I still think humans needs to exist. I still think humans need to propagate Earth and go in a different planet and expand and terraform and humanize other planets. I think so. I'm still pro-human. Yeah.
I think I'm cool with it too. I don't see why not either, to expand. But I just wonder if that, not to make it sound, religious or in faith, do you think God will allow it? Not to make it theological.
Planet? Yeah. To go on a different planet. I don't think why not. Yeah.
Because there's certain parts in history on Earth, like for example Egypt. I really believe that Egypt was once a green land country. until for some god reason it ended up becoming a desert, and I believe it was just some kind of punishment for trying to expand, like something similar to Babel.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
The story of Babel is kind of interesting to me too. That's really interesting to me, because if God knows that there's no possibility that humans can reach Earth
or heaven.
Heaven can reach heaven, there's no possible way they could. There's no way. If they pass certain altitude of or certain height,
They'll die.
they will die. You know, there's no way they could do it. But I think it's more of the idea that people are power tripping. Like, we are better than God. We can do everything. We don't need God. You know, in that idea, in that aspect of we are God. And that's the same thing with a lot of civilization, with Egyptians, with Romans, you know, with Babylon. And they're like, we don't need God. We're too powerful. We got this. We don't need God. We are God. That's the idea. Once you start thinking that we are God, and that's when you start losing. It's like we had this conversation about the biggest kingdom in history. You know, Great Britain is the first one. That was crazy to me. And
it was the biggest one in its time of history. But Mongolia was the longest one.
Yeah, Mongolia is crazy. I asked him this. If I have you make a list of certain races, and not racist, like races or ethnicity in the world, where would you, how did you ask it?
How would you list it? How would you grade it, or what is it? Rate it. How would you rate it?
How would you rate it, and where would be the time, where would the point of that list where you will write Mongolia?
Oh, that's one.
Yeah, and he said probably in the last. That's probably the least. Probably one of the ethnicity that I would forget to put down.
Yeah, if he didn't tell me, because I understood his question, I wouldn't have put it down.
Yeah.
And if I did remember, it would have been like, oh yeah, Mongolia. It would be somewhere in the last list.
But Mongolia was big. They were big. That was a big dynasty.
Yeah, they were.
They conquered China. They conquered almost Japan.
Yeah. I wonder what flopped. I mean, that's something. It's history, so it's written somewhere. What happened?
Yeah,
I wonder
Genghis
what
Khan, Kublai Khans are Mongolians. They're vicious.
Their empire went so big, it shrunk back to small. It's similar to the Roman Empire.
Yeah.
The Roman Empire was so vast and wide at its time, but it shrunk to where it is now, to that little Rome.
The mini
That's
Rome.
crazy.
Yeah, because that's where the phrase "all roads lead to Rome" started, because of how big they are. And they designed the roads wherever you want to go, you have to pass Rome. You have to pass the capital of Rome for you to reach other countries, other places.
It's funny, though, in that list that when you told me to look, I didn't find Rome in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't find Rome.
Yeah, Rome was big. But Great Britain was humongous. Holy smokes. What, 20%?
Yeah, about more or less 20%. And
That's
look
crazy.
where at the state it's in now. It's a very small.
Yeah.
I just think that the vast the country becomes, or the empire becomes, the lack of management.
Yeah.
It's almost like a business. The business grow, and if you don't have the right amount of team to control certain areas, it will flop. It will collide. That's what I personally what happened. It went from big to.
All right. Well, we got to go back to work.
Fair. I completely forgot about it. That's why I keep checking my
Well, we
phone.
want to say thank you if you're still here enjoying our podcast and joining us with our random conversations and hanging out. Please subscribe, comment down below, tell your friends about us, and like and share this podcast, this YouTube video. If you're watching it to your favorite podcast, which you can if you don't want to look at our faces, you just want to listen to it, go to your favorite podcast app and look for the Maximum Filipino Show. But if you're listening to podcast and you want to see our faces while we converse in this whole new temporary area where we are in, just go to youtube.com and look for the Maximum Filipino Show. We haven't reached 100 subscribers yet, so we can't edit the name the Maximum Filipino Show in our YouTube yet URL. Just go there, tell your friends about us, follow us, go to our Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter account, and look for the Maximum Filipino Show. I'm CB, Captain Bug.
And I'm Wakka.
in behalf of all the Maximum Filipino shows, which is just us two. We'll see you guys later.
He lates.
Bye.
Strand.